Star Trek Generations, yes, the one with the magical space ribbon of destiny. But on a serious note, while watching, an interesting question came to me. At the end of the film, the Galaxy-class USS Enterprise-D crashed on the planet's surface of Veridian III, and was officially listed as destroyed. While the starship's star drive section was lost and totally destroyed, the saucer section made a somewhat successful crash landing on the surface of the planet, and remained somewhat intact. So my question is, could the Enterprise-D be salvaged? Today, we'll explore that. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get right into it. The Galaxy-class USS Enterprise-D was the flagship of Federation, and was effectively in service from 2263 to 2371, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard. The starship was very successful in several key moments in Federation history, such as encountering and engaging the Borg Collective, as well as numerous first contact missions. The starship's eventual loss was not only a loss to Starfleet, but also one to Trekkies, who had watched the ship through 7 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation. In Trek, the ship is basically a character, so when she's lost, it's very emotional. If you do want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. Of course, you can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because if you are talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. Okay, with that out of the way, engage.
Well, Captain, I want to thank you for this opportunity. For 500 years, every ship that has borne the name of the Enterprise has become a legend. This one is no different.
Alrighty, let's recap on how we got to this situation and how the Enterprise-D ended up crashing in the first place for those of you who don't know. Given YouTube's implementation of chapters, you can skip ahead if you're a hardcore Trekkie and know the story so far. I know as many of you who probably do. The USS Enterprise-D was a Galaxy-class starship, operating as the 5th Federation starship to bear the name Enterprise, and the flagship of a fleet by 2363, operating until 2371. Under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, the Enterprise-D was responding to a distress call from an observatory in the Armagosa system. Investigations originally revealed the station had been attacked by Romulans. Along with recovering the lone survivor, Dr. Tolian Soran, it turned out that Dr. Soran had his own agenda, and after attacking an away team consisting of Lieutenant Commander Data and Lieutenant Commander LaForge, he launched a solar probe that destroyed the Armagosa star, producing a Type 12 shockwave. Data was rescued, but Soran kidnapped LaForge, with help from a renegade Klingon bird of prey, under the command of the Duras sisters, Lursa and Betor. The Enterprise left the system as the observatory and surrounding stellar objects were destroyed in the ensuing shockwave that decimated the local area. Eventually, Captain Picard, along with help from Guinan and Data, discovered that Dr. Soran was seeking to manipulate the path of the Nexus. The Nexus was an extra-dimensional, heaven-like realm in which one's thoughts and desires shape reality. Inside the Nexus, time and space had no meaning, allowing one to visit any time and any place they could imagine.
Were you scared? Look at the tree. I helped decorate it.
It took all day.
Say Merry Christmas, Papa. See the presents? I love you, Father.
Love you.
The Enterprise set a course for the Veridian system, which was correctly predicted as the next location for Dr. Soran's plans. Arriving at Veridian III, Picard and crew intercepted the Klingon bird of prey, seeking a prisoner exchange. Following the return of Commander LaForge to the Enterprise, the Duras sisters commanding a bird of prey had compromised his visor, allowing him to see the Enterprise's shield frequency, and thus an attack on the flagship ensued. Given the nature of the surprise attack, the Enterprise-D's shields were compromised, allowing the Klingons to deal critical damage to the Enterprise. The starship's hull was breached, leading to the warp core's magnetic interlocks being ruptured, further leading to a coolant leak before an unavoidable warp core chain reaction breach was started. Commander William T. Riker, who is commanding the Enterprise in Captain Picard's absence, ordered an evacuation of the Enterprise. The crew would evacuate from the starship's star drive section to the saucer section, allowing the ship to commence an emergency saucer separation once all hands were transferred. Unfortunately, the Enterprise saucer section was unable to get to a safe enough distance before a star drive warp core went critical, meaning the explosion shockwave caught the saucer crew and threw it off course, disabling main systems, forcing the saucer and crew into a degrading orbit of Veridian III. Deanna Troi took the helm, and along with Data, who managed to reroute auxiliary power systems to the lateral thrusters, were able to level out the descent. As such, the saucer section crash landed into a jungle on the planet's surface. So, the Enterprise-D was crashed on the surface of Veridian III. The star drive section was totally destroyed in the warp core breach, yet the saucer section was successfully crash-landed, with the crew later being rescued by a Starfleet task force consisting of a USS Farragut, an Orbit-class starship, and a Miranda-class starship. Starfleet officially listed the primary hull as unsalvageable, however we sort of know this is not entirely the truth at the end of the day. Parts of the Enterprise-D were in fact salvaged and due to sentimental value would be fitted on the successor starship, the Sovereign-class USS Enterprise-E. These items include the Officers' Lounge's table, the Bridge Science Station, and the forward support struts. Now, in extended canon, via the book The Return, Commander Riker would later revisit the crash site of the Enterprise-D with multiple Starfleet engineering teams to head up a mission to dismantle the remains of the Saucer section. While it may seem that this was to pick up supplies, it was actually due to the nature of a local star system. Veridian IV, the neighbouring planet, was inhabited by a pre-warp civilization. As such, Starfleet, following a prime directive, opted to remove all traces of a crashed starship, so that if the native species ever achieved spaceflight and visited Veridian III, they would not discover a crashed starship and thus alter their own destiny.
Can you find a way to scan for life forms?
I would be happy to, sir. I just love scanning for life forms. Life forms. You tiny little life forms. You precious little life forms. Where are you?
I also like to think that Starfleet would want to get rid of their own tech due to security reasons, but that's just myself. Naturally, as with all starting missions, this mission did not go entirely to plan, due to the interference of a Romulan attack. Commander Riker was forced to activate the Saucer's auto-destruct sequence, leading to the Enterprise-D's final destruction. The ensuing blast totally destroyed the surrounding area. Riker believed it would be better for future explorers of Veridian IV to find a huge crater, rather than the remains of the Enterprise-D. Looking at this more in depth, it does make sense that Starfleet had plans in place for events like this. While we did not get to see it on screen, it would have been a fantastic episode to show the Enterprise-D being dismantled, and then eventually destroyed by Riker, triggering the auto-destruct sequence. Hey, a short trek maybe. While it would have been good to salvage parts of the Enterprise-D and perhaps even reuse the Saucer section to use on other Galaxy-class starships, it was officially beyond salvage, most likely due to the extensive damage brought on during the crash landing. Though, that does give me a thought. Imagine that with enough time, the Saucer section was able to get away from the warp core breach and therefore survive intact. Would Starfleet reuse this part of the ship? I think they would personally. Two things could happen here. One, a new star drive section could have been constructed and replaced the old one, meaning half of the Enterprise-D would have been new. The second option is that the Saucer section would have been used on another Galaxy-class starship, as I previously mentioned. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as I'm now curious as to what you think might happen in these unique circumstances.
Attention all hands. As you know, we could outrun the Klingon vessels, but we must protect the Enterprise-C until she enters the temporal rift. And we must succeed. Let's make sure that history never forgets the name Enterprise. Guard out.
Personally, I love the fact that no matter what happened to the salvage operation of the Enterprise-D, at least some artifacts were transferred over to the Enterprise-E, ensuring the crew knew of the legacy of her predecessor. It's certainly a nice touch. Like always, if you want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.